Okay, so a pleasant morning, a Monday morning. Let me say good morning, folks, and welcome to the show, Sky Morning Live. It comes your way Monday to Thursday from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Here, of course, Matthias Labendi and I, we are always here to bring it to you right here on this radio. Of course, today is the 11th day of March, so you see, you are gradually um, leaving the month again, and the year will be slipping away gradually. And so, those of you who have your, if you want to say, resolutions for the year, you need to start working because before you bob your out of here, finish and you say, "Oh, the thing I want to do, and do it." And that's not good. So try to do something. Some of us will have resolutions and we've accomplished some of them. Yeah, we are yet to accomplish some of them, but you need to do yours because trust me, time wait for no man. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Julius Boki. Shortly, my colleague Matthias Labendi will be joining me, and together we're going to be rumbling up to 9 o'clock this morning. How many of you are aware that 10 senior officials of the National Port Authority contract have been maybe like terminated? Is that what I should say? Yes, terminated. How many of you will take a look at that story in the newspapers, the Independent Pro newspaper of precisely, and the headline says NPA terminates 10 senior officials in ongoing mysterious rice-trucking investigation. Wow. Well, we're going to that story, and one thing I wanted us to ask ourselves: why is it too much? We got to, 1:50 afternoon or evening, if you will, fire gutted a church around the Vamoma there, and then is that Saturday or Friday night? One of the nights, I received a call that there was a fire on the church around, is on 19th Street, I think 19 on 9th Street. And I started to ask myself, and guess what? There are revelations. Our clergymen, the pastors, the bishop, the imams, and you name the rest, need to get on our feet to pray for this country. The revolutions are too much. People just having dreams, people prophesizing around here about this country, and that is not one thing that I want to probably hear. That's what I mean. I always tell people, don't dream of me. You want dream of yourself. Don't dream about me. Let me say kudos to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes, today they started fast and prayer, one solid month, the month of Ramadan. As you pray for yourselves and your family, your relatives, and loved ones, one thing we want you to do as well is to pray for our country, Mama Liberia. This country is going through a lot, so pray for the country so we cannot get involved in another thing, that God Almighty will intervene in any other situation that want to arise. So good morning. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, we continue right here on the show, Sky Morning Live. As I said, my colleague Matthias will join me soon. Okay, so welcome back to the show. I believe my colleague is almost here. I know he'll be here shortly. He and I have had a conversation. So we will have another talking point. We coming up with that. So while we wait for him for now to 8 o'clock, I wish time we join the VOA. Sorry for the news. Let me bring you the story. Um, the story says it's from the newspaper, Independent Probe newspaper, and the headline is simple. And I think if we're going to be reading this through, then well, we say kudos to the management of NPA. And let me read it. The headline says, let me see what I can do quickly here. The headline says, NPA, the National Port Authority, terminates 10 senior officials contract for corruption and collusion in the ongoing mysterious rice trucking investigation. Hmm. Mysterious rice trucking investigation, and is dated March 11, 2024 is the year. Trying to get on where my Facebook page now open. So it said the management of the National Port Authority has terminated the services of 10 senior officials of the NPA and has forwarded them to for prosecution. A release in the possession of the authoritative independent probe. The 10 senior employees include Gabriel S. Bull, controller, Vakuma Ducle, former controller, Logan David, former LSP director, Sabato Dennis, former director for investigation, Christian Brunel, deputy controller, Terence Doe, executive director, transport, and Pee S. Flomoku, executive director of human resources. Others are Patrick to the office of former managing director Dinah Nemo, Sevakas Basagia. Oh, the man left the cannot put now they terminated his contract. Wow. Sevakas Basagia, Buchanan Port Director, and P. Mountain Zeze, Port Coordinator Buchanan. Now let's go. The management of NPA has subsequently notified law enforcement for onward prosecution where applicable. The public is encouraged not to do business with these former employees, the NPA Management Director Sekou Ducle said. The termination of service contract for the 10 senior officials followed admittance that it is aware about an ongoing investigation regarding consignment of rice that was trucked out of its facility by some unscrupulous individuals. The press conference is being arranged for, okay, that's today, all right? And it said the media, okay, blah, 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 blah. So the NPA management headed by the managing director, Sekou Ducle, said they've terminated the contracts of these senior officials and have turned them over to law enforcement agencies for investigation. There's a place where I saw police director or IG Gregor Como mentioned. Let me look for that part. Maybe he'll say something and okay. It said the Liberia National Police stated that it was investigating how several truckloads of 40-foot containers mysteriously trucked out of the Freeport of Monrovia over the past few days. Wow. The police director, Gregory Coleman, confirmed to newsmen on Saturday, March 10, that Saturday, not March 10, Saturday, not March 9, that all the drivers of the most recent incident involving stolen rice have been arrested and are currently ongoing police investigation. Sekou Dukle, managing director of the NPA, stated that the incident took place 3 days ago, and the matter has since been transferred to the LMP to probe the incident. Okay. In a statement earlier Saturday, the NPA management explained that it is aware of an ongoing investigation regarding a consignment of rice that was struck out of its facility by some unscrupulous individual. The Front Page Africa has learned that the rice issue is just one of many being unearthed by the Freeport management. Multiple sources confirmed to Front Page Africa that unauthorized port users and vehicles lacking access pass have been passing security to engage the massive theft of several commodities inside the port. As a result of the recent wave of incident, the port management is said to be tightening security measures, enhancing access control, and implementing surveillance system to prevent future incidents. One report states, one report stated that some unauthorized individuals have been engaged in stealing Shintao beer, Fiesta condensed milk, and Fiesta fresh from A to Z Corporation Company within the National Port Authority of Liberia perimeter. Wow. So the problem is stealing now. It says security footage recently captured a vehicle lacking proper access credentials entering the port premises on March 5th. Theft of Shintao beer, Fiesta condensed milk, and okay, I think now I'm already. So, okay. So it's a report documented that on March 6, 2024, as the vehicle attempted to exit the port, it was apprehended by security personnel. The occupants believed to be involved in the theft were detained and taken into custody for questioning. During the interrogation process, evidence linking the suspects to the stolen goods was uncovered, including items found within the vehicle matching those reported missing from A to Z company. Wow. Our Freeport of Monrovia. Freeport of Monrovia. What can I do here? So that some people have been stealing from the Freeport of Monrovia. I will call the names of those they suspended or those they sack. I can call their name again. And they said all of them been linked. In fact, they said they confirmed. Let me call their name again. They say a release in the possession of authoritative independent probe. The 10 senior employees include Gabriel S. Boo, controller. Now the controller, Gabriel S. Boo. Vakuman Dukle, former controller. Logan David, former LSP director. Sabato Dennis, former director for investigation. Christian Branell, deputy controller. Terence Doe, executive director, transport. And Pee S. Fromoku, executive director of human resources. Others are Patrick Sumo, executive director to the office of former managing director Dino Nimbo. The Bini Anasia, the civil court Bassegia. Buchanan Port director, so Bassegia in there. How the may be waiting Buchanan and getting involved into party stealing in the port of Monrovia. Morgan blind behind. And then they said P. Martin Zeze, port coordinator of Buchanan. The two of them way in Buchanan, but they are involved into stealing rice in the Freeport of Monrovia. In Monrovia. That's what they really said. So the National Port Authority finished firing them. But in fact, the police IG have confirmed that they are now under investigation But just imagine, I mean, several Basegia getting involved. I don't know. You had to go to free a name because I mean, has very big position to, and not small position to say, oh, Basegia has one. The man was a managing director for Buchanan Port. You know how many years the man served there. Then he still go to join him, little man, to go steal rest from the port. In fact, they said A to Z been complaining, and the Athens were getting missing from the port. Let me see. I'll name them. They say A to Z were complaining. What the items? You get Fiesta, condensed milk. Uh, oh, Lord, bro, eh? What that change? Eh? Look at Shinta beer. All it was still Shinta beer. No, but man, yeah, Shinta beer. They post still Shinta beer all my time. What? Shinta beer? Yeah. They man doing a business. Eh? They man trying to do a business, bringing a lay, importing a beer in the country. Then the people men go stealing. Hey man, wasting your name. Sorry, wasting your name. Sorry. Shinta beer. They post tea. They go steal Shinta beer. Hey man, what kind of country is it? It's laughable, but you know it's very serious. If you're port of entry of a country, the people stealing items, something is the cost. 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. Let me welcome my colleague, Matthias. While you came in the building, I'm talking Martin, then you laughing. I don't understand you. Why are you laughing?
Well, Julius, good morning, and thanks so kindly for the past 3 days. Should I say? Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, it was not here, and a lot of things have been going on yet. But that's what they call teamwork, and teamwork works. All right, just as the way English is not a destination but a joining, that's how teamwork works. Good morning, Julius. I was laughing because why would anybody in their right frame of mind steal Shintao beer? If you want to drink Shintao beer, just contact Julius Akobo Boki. I mean, that's why I was laughing. No, you're not an importer. But you know one thing,
they should be talking about wasting.
Yeah, I understand, Julius. I'm saying this. I mean, I'm trying to I'm putting topics so you can eat chicken somewhere. All right, because you see, when somebody is addicted to a certain brand of something, I think. And then the person has a certain level of followers. The person is an influencer, radio influencer, as well as social media. I think Mr. Yene should consider maybe making you one of the brand ambassadors. I don't know how many ambassadors Shintao has. So hearing that someone is stealing Shintao somewhere, when Julius can sometimes sit down and say, Matthias, I work somewhere, we walk and we sit there. And while I'm on my black bottle stout, Julius is, either he's on a Shintao or what is that other beer you like? So yeah, I mean, the guy's stealing something that Julius drinks for, come on. Yeah, he pays his money, but I think that's the responsible way of doing it. So yeah, Julius, to be honest, I read that information in the media, on the internet. I contacted Malcolm Scott this morning, but just a couple of minutes ago. I mean, it's kind of difficult to get him. Yeah, I think we'll try to do that during the break so that we can speak with him at 8 o'clock. That's after the VOA news. All right. So it's an interesting thing. And I think that maybe the new management of the National Port Authority of Liberia, it's concerned about the need to restore integrity. If there's a reason to say integrity escaped the port, the National Port Authorities and all its subsidiary ports, that is the Buchanan Port, the Harper Port, and other ports, in the country. So the new managing director at the port is, in his initial action at the port there, you all know that he initiated this exercise of ensuring that consultants and other people who were on contract and contractors can come up with their report according to the information that the report would indicate, would inform the port management the kind of work they've done there. Now, apparently, it is due to this scrutiny that is ongoing at the port. That's when the port made this discovery of people who have been on stealing from the port, and that is a serious one, Julius. And it is. I just like the way the approach of this government in some other areas. Some heads, managers of certain government corporations are proceeding with their work. Mr. Ali at the LWSC also is embarking on personnel audit. He wants to know who is who in the entity and all of that. I think the EPS is also doing same. some discoveries have been made, and our sources are informing us, trying to collaborate the information in a way that we can, bring factual information to the public. So the port management is also on that same move, that, well, we have to know what is what. We cannot sit down and just watch people, come in here and do whatever they wish to do. This is supposed to be a responsible administration, and therefore we're going to ensure nothing but execute responsible approach towards our work here at the National Port Authority. And for me, Julius, looking at the way the things have been going on in the country, I cannot say that we as administration is the custodian of unprofessionalism, but we know over time how these people have struggled to make things work. All right. Certain actions, in fact, at 8 o'clock, I'll emphasize more on certain things that the government is doing now, that we saw similar thing going on, and how experts from other angles are writing to weigh in on the happenings in the country. So yes, I mean, that is a good move on the part of the managing director of the port, or the management of the National Port Authority, to ascertain what went on in certain areas, what went on in Buchanan, what went on in the area there in the head office, that is the Morovia head office.
But are you surprised to hear? I mean, Sevekia Basigya name, who was the director for Buchanan Port?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised.
Why would you be surprised?
Because I mean, except maybe somebody wants to do something differently. But to be honest, I know the Basigyas. All right, I know the Basigyas. That I'm a friend of one of them.
Brothers,
that is the Gayas Basigya. These are people. I mean, except one of them want to prove me wrong, but I mean, these guys, they move with integrity. They stand for something, and all of the places they worked, maybe except for now that this report is coming up, and which is going to be investigated in a way that they can clear their names from whatever allegation. Civicus was the managing director of Buchanan Port. You cannot be sitting on top and you want to eat from the crumbs, because stealing, that is an attitude of someone who eats from the crumbs. Except you lack moral. But until the investigation can be conducted and these people come to clear their names, the actions taken by the National Port Authority, I think it is just intended to ensure that people who are accused can stay clear of the activities of the port, and then they can avail themselves for more.
Okay, so we will conclude on that after the VOA news shortly. Right. So let's join the VOA to bring you families of news.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says tens of thousands of Hamas terrorists have been killed during the Israel war in the Gaza Strip. VOA's Joe Ramsey.
Netanyahu said on Sunday at least 13,000 quote-unquote terrorists were among Palestinians killed, and vowed to press ahead with an offensive in the south of the enclave, a move U.S. President Joe Biden has described as his red line. Nearly 31,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza during the 5-month-long war. Hamas dismisses Israel's toll for militants as an attempt to portray what it calls fake victories. Biden and his aides have urged Netanyahu in strong terms not to launch a major offensive in Rafah until Israel crafts a plan for mass evacuation of civilians. More than half of Gaza's 2.3 million people are sheltering in the Rafah area. Joe Ramsey, VOA News.
The leader of Yemen's branch of al-Qaeda is dead. According to the militant group, Khalid al-Bartarfi had a $5 million bounty on his head from the U.S. government. This is VOA News. AP correspondent Julie Walker reports that the U.S. is flying forces to Haiti for embassy security and some evacuations.
The U.S. military says forces started landing at the embassy in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Sunday, evacuating non-essential personnel. Gangs mainly control the neighborhood around the U.S. compound, where violence has been rampant and deadly. Guyana's President Mohamed Irfan Ali, chairman of CARICOM, is inviting select world leaders, including the U.S., to meet Monday.
The situation on the ground remains dire and is of serious concern to us.
Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who is facing calls to resign or form a transitional council, has been unable to return home after traveling abroad trying to secure a UN-backed police force with no success. I'm Julie Walker.
Religious leaders have seen the crescent moon in Saudi Arabia, home to the holiest sites in Islam, marking the start of the holy fasting month of Ramadan. AP's Rika Ann Garcia reports on the period of religious reflection, family and get-togethers, and giving across the Muslim world.
As they savor the traditions, the troubles faced by fellow Muslims are never far from anyone's mind. This year, the war and hunger in Gaza cast a dark shadow over the celebrations. In Rafah, people are seen carrying on with their prayers within the rubble of a mosque that was destroyed. Muslims try to avoid conflict and focus on acts of charity during the holy month. However, the war in Gaza is looming large over this year's Ramadan for many Muslims. I'm Rika Ann Garcia.
Police in northern England say they have removed 34 bodies from a funeral home and arrested a man and a woman on suspicion of fraud and preventing lawful burials. They were arrested Sunday, follow several days of investigation at Legacy Funeral Directors in Hull and 2 related funeral homes. Police say that they arrested a 46-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman on suspicion of prevention of a lawful and decent burial, fraud by false representation, and fraud by abuse of position. Portugal's political future is hanging in the balance after a general election that has left 2 moderate mainstream parties closely contesting the race and an unprecedented surge in support for a populist party that finished third. They will have to wait weeks for a decision on the winner as a counting of votes cast abroad decide the distribution of 4 seats. I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.
Pepe can go, le pape said no one to do it, do. Le pocket roach you, lepe when you coming true. You can see, all the good God do for me, oh. Papa, your blessing to plant me, and I get cut to oh. You open door, you made a way. Make my enemy call it fair. They wanna wallow down me. I listen people not saying. Me all they used to tell me, I mean, they telling me, okay, congratulations. They opening corridor for me to pass. Me said the full say, congratulations. See how you turning around for good from the way to farewell. Congratulations. The grace I carried and on your mate, the chit and do well. Congratulations. Yeah, all my kids they wanting me for. All of my Kenya give it to God. They think you love to you love follow my mom. Le pape la zoba, le kola don kutuku. Si le tina do. Chele to say we not doing so. Me I got pepe, jam kutuku. You turn it around for me. When all of them were looking down on me. Clipper you see the show. Your own part is slow but sure. Let me at today, tell me yes sir. Used to put your lemon, tell me what's that. Let them plan on your dream. Papa, I do as you say. Hey, you can see. All the good God do for me, oh. Papa, your blessing to plant me and I get cut to oh. You open door, you made a way. Make my enemy call it fair. They wanna wallow down me. I listen people not saying. Me all they used to tell me, I mean, they telling me, okay, congratulations. They opening corridor for me to pass. Me said the full say, congratulations. See how you turning around for good from the way to farewell. Congratulations. The grace I carried and on your mate, the chit and do well. Congratulations.
Caller.
Congratulations. to lose. Yeah, all my kids they wanting me for. All of my Kenya give it to God. They think you love to you love follow my mom. Le pape la zoba. Le kwa la dunku tuku. Si le tina do. Chele to say we na John su. Me I got pepe. Tiam putuku. You turn it around for me. When all of them were looking down on me. Clipper you see the show.
Matthias, I think this song is referring to me.
Oh, I don't know why. Why you possess?
Congratulations.
Because you married.
Congratulations to me.
Congratulations for what?
My man, you don't know why you want to Alec Bele.
Congratulations for what?
Why you want Alec Mumu?
No, not Mumu. because everyone in our society today in this life.
My man, if this song was produced before my wedding, I would have danced to this song on my wedding day.
Now you see what I'm talking about. So you saying congratulations. You think that you deserve this song more than some
you.
of us who wake
More
up.
than you, man.
But even the gift of life, isn't that worth congratulating God?
Hey, my man. I'm saying my own.
Do you even know how some of us manage to keep our kids in school?
Say your own.
How we manage to wake up in the morning and come to work and do our hustle? I mean, congratulations, God. I mean, I just want to say,
you're picking first.
So you see, we're telling God congratulations, and people are giving us congratulations because some people saw us yesterday. If Julius, 10 years back, Matthias, 10 years back, I mean, the people who saw me 10 years back, today, they certainly say congratulations to God, because I know that life, should I say it was taking a toll on me, or it was being brutal with me. So all of us,
obviously, congratulations to you, because I saw a photo where you were how should I put it? You were one of the contractors for this Gabriel Talkers Bridge.
Oh yes.
The Gabriel Talkers Bridge.
Oh yes.
And you got history.
Julius, don't need my hustle.
The man was one of the contractors.
Oh yeah. Don't need my hustle. I can handle that welding machine and weld up very well.
Wow.
It's not a career. It's something I learned. Yeah, I did that. I did that on the bridge. So yeah, congratulations. I mean, today you can sit down. Even if you look in your pocket, Julius, you don't see much. You look in your bank account, it's empty. And you think that you've not achieved. So think about the fact that you're still alive. That's one. And secondly, your life is not the same. It can never be. No day of your life will bring the same results.
No.
Except even if you're that person that is doing the same thing, your results will not always be the same, because if yesterday you got like 10% reaction from people based on what you did, maybe you might get 9%. It might either be a decline or increase. Yeah. So the results will not always be the same. So on the positive perspective, all of us, Julius, we have something to see, to be grateful to God for. So God, I mean, today people tell us congratulations. I mean, as young as some of us are, we've been around for some time. I mean, a little time, but a few things we've done by the grace of God in our private lives.
Okay.
I mean, they're all worth
before
saying.
We go to the next talking point, Matthias.
Right.
Are you aware that Prophet Key was stopped from leaving the country?
I thought he arrived already in Morocco.
No. Yeah, he arrived. No, he did not arrive in Morocco. He did not arrive in Morocco. Prophet Key is now in Abidjan. He was stopped, and because of that, he did a podcast to inform the people that he was stopped by the Liberian government, blah, blah, blah. But minutes, maybe hours after he posted that he was in Danane, he was en route to Abidjan. So I just want to listen to this one from him quickly, before we go to the next point.
Okay.
Boys and girls,
I hope you're not causal.
This is an emergency show.
Okay.
In Nima County, a Logwatu border between Liberia and Ivory Coast. To all my followers around the world, the Liberian government stopped me here. They say I can't cross. Since I came yesterday, they have planned to kill. Let me explain this to you. It's not joke material. They have planned to kill me. But I discovered all their plans. That what you saw yesterday, I say I'm not going to the hotel till they have for me until later. They have to beg me and I have to go there. But let me explain to you. The case between me and Judy Andy, the government dropped the case. All of them know that the government dropped the case. They were all in the newspaper. Judy Andy were crying. Oh, the people dropped the case. The government dropped the case. and the document will show to them a proof that the government dropped the case. But now when we reach here, you know, like Brentpona, they're decent people. The level for everybody should be dirty than the way they dirty. The level for everybody to be using boss 11. Never got boss 11. And your 2 foot that boss 11. You must be walking with your foot like that. But they see Prophet Key, they say, make it cost my pussy and cost.
Julius,
Okay.
Julius, I told you that this guy would have.
Yeah,
you know,
sorry,
I mean,
sorry.
we-
So I don't want to
we-
confirm that he
yeah.
was stopped and he had a podcast. And minutes later, he posted on a Facebook page, and this what he wrote 13 hours ago. He said, Yahweh Zuo, okay, I don't want to read that. This is what he posted. I picked up this morning from Danane by 9 a.m. and I just entered Yamoussoukro at 2 p.m. Yamoussoukro is Ivory Coast's second capital city. I'm on my way to Abidjan, and your boss will BMW 3X, driver, blah, blah, blah. So I think he was released subsequently and then left.
Yeah, and again, let's extend an apology to,
Yeah,
our,
to the
to, our,
public.
to our followers.
They may get to
I mean,
our course.
Boki- apparently, Boki did not
Yeah.
listen
Yeah.
entirely.
The man. The man. Oh,
Yeah. So, but wait, Julius. I mean, Prophet Key, you talking about decency here.
But why? No, but why the
I
whole
mean-
government want to stop him from going?
But the whole thing about the case, legally, we're not legal, practitioners.
Mhm.
So if the court drop the
The
case,
case.
I mean, who are we to question? Except we speak with lawyers that say, well, there is a foul play in the process, right? He dropped the case, so he's going out of the country, and the same way he came is the same way he's going. He has not. I can't remember when was the last time Prophet Key, used the airport to come to Liberia. All right,
Came
he
out,
always used road and all of that.
On his
So-
color plane.
well, I mean, he's a traditional man, according to what he says, that he used it.
But Prophet Key came to be appointed as cultural ambassador. Why did he get an appointment? He's drinking juice.
How many governments since the Taylor's administration? How many presidents have we had that temper around the cultural ambassadorial position? Most of our leaders are not interested in culture, so they leave one person to.
But that position is an appointed position.
I mean, I think it is President Taylor that introduced that.
It's not
It
an
is
appointed
President
position.
Taylor that recognized the Ambassador Julie Endi as ambassador of
Cultural
Liberia,
ambassador.
of Liberia's
It is
culture.
not an official appointment.
And just like the veteran gospel artist Mariam Cassell.
Well, Cassell.
Mariam Cassell
Mhm.
also was recognized.
It's conferred, right?
Yeah, that ambassadorial position was conferred on her by.
That's the same of Julian.
yeah, by,
Because I had a conversation with Julian before, and I asked her the same question over 2 years. Some of journalists were there, and she said, "No, it is not an appointed position. It was a confer. Not that the president can say, "No, I appoint you to be cultural ambassador for
Mhm.
4 years or 3 years." No, it was because of a role she played then. So like you said, Mariam Cassell, who is still serving as gospel ambassador for Liberia. You see,
Mhm.
so I don't know why people fighting a woman and saying, "Oh, she been there for long, she will move from there." I have to say it's a appointed position. I just find it difficult to understand them. Anyway, let's go to the next point. then.
yeah, but Julius, while we are going to the next point, I just want to say something about Prophet Key here. Liberia will not be a laughing stock. All right, we've gone through a lot in this country. Currently, we are having issues with the issue of the justice system in the country. Corruption issues have been affecting us and things. Prophet Key is talking about the nation does not like decent people. I don't understand his definition of decency. Decency in what context? In the context of someone of someone stealing from the state. Of course, if you steal from the state, you are an indecent person. If you're also someone who is unable to choose your words wisely in addressing issues, but rather you resort to demeaning people, you think that by insulting someone, you're going to belittle them so much so that they lost their ego in a way that their value is taken away from them. You're going to cause them. That insult is basically a psychological warfare. I consider that because someone is interested in making you mentally unstable at a given time. So they will always use all the profane words to ensure that you do not think straight. So who's talking about decency? Prophet Key? The one who says insult is part of our tradition on this very radio.
When you were very hard on you.
I was really trying not being hard as being personal, but being hard journalistically and getting information from him, which he's tried going the direction of saying, confirming according to him that there's insult is part of our culture, and even some of the examples he gave do not even align with the form of insult that he's carrying out in the
And
society.
the next time when he got to probably I think Rela or Pakoping, the ladies there were putting their lap on the ground, insulting traditionally.
A lot of things didn't just make sense; they were not just adding up. And it's just that I was not alone on the show. A lot of things he said were not adding up. And to go to the border, and then he stopped for some reason, and he says the country does not like decent people. I mean, who's talking decency?
I wanted to kill him.
You know, in every respect, yeah. Prophet Key is a friend of mine. I reached out to him. We have contact. I have a contact, you know, that I speak with him from that area. But I will question his position on decency. What is decency? How can you say you are a
Did
decent
you see
man?
that video where you're doing the podcast? He had young people around him. You're in the middle of a young guys.
Oh yes.
And he used that word. I mean, man, and he talking about decency.
Oh yeah, but you know that's the society we're in. And he said, the society does not like decent people, and so on. And let's leave it like that, Julius. But the thing is, it's sick. You know, it's sick. It's very, very sick. This is a sickening thing in our society that these things happen and people just get away with it. Maybe we have to check certain provisions of our laws to see whether
The same Prophet Key that indecent is the same Prophet Key that came like people were hailing him.
people dress
On Broad Street, yeah, when he came that afternoon, people
yeah,
were,
I know.
were hailing him. You know, that kind of ovation that he got. I said, wow.
People got printed t-shirts to welcome Prophet Key, and Prophet Key has left the country. He insulted a woman, whether she is a traditional queen or whatever and thing. But no civilized society should promote insults against people in a way of somebody trying to get their points through.
And moreover, publicly.
Right. Somebody trying to get their points through, you resort into insults. That's why I always make example of Mo Ali. All right. If you listen to that guy, you see, Dr. Sawyer was one like that. Calm speaker. I had an opportunity to interview him twice. He would stick to the subject. He would speak politely and address the issues. That's intellectualism. You think, you observe the environment, you observe the person you engage with in a communication, in a conversation, and you address the issue. Does Prophet Key care to know who is who? Does he care to know the characters he's dealing with? Oh, is it because he supported Boakai? So he comes to the country and then the court throws out the case where Ambassador Julie Andy is still concerned about the manner and form in which the case was handled. Well, that is a legal thing. But to say the people want to kill you, the very government want to kill you, I mean, this is it just a popularity stunt? To add up your followers on the social media and thing? And I mean, it's just unfair. If he wants
there's a government he supports.
If he wants to be cultural ambassador, he has to demonstrate that.
You think that's frustration? The reason why he came to be appointed a cultural ambassador, was he frustrated?
Julius, I can't state whether he's frustrated or not. But the point is, this man, he knows very well that there's no way he's going to be cultural ambassador in Liberia. Under no condition will he ever be cultural ambassador in this country.
You can't predict JMB.
I mean, whether we predict him or not, I mean, JMB comes from one of the traditionally rich environments in Liberia.
Decent county.
Very decent people, that respect tradition. You see an elderly man waking up from a seat. He's not doing so because he does not have self-respect. He's doing so because tradition says the person he's giving the seat to is his uncle traditionally. So he does that with ease until that young person would say, you know what, Papi, I understand my son, but say that.
You remind me.
My legs are young.
You remind me. Remind me.
I mean,
well, we're out and the kissy guy came.
Okay, right.
your name is Fire.
Yeah.
And he's Sa.
But yeah.
So when you call your name, you say, my name is Sa. I mean, Fire. He said, you are Fire.
Right.
He took out money, said, go buy me something.
Yeah, he gave me 100. I said, Fire, go buy me water.
Yeah. And you politely took the money, you bought the water, he came and said, yes, you know tradition. That's how Lufians
But that's it. I mean, he's a big brother.
But you know what? He tried you he tested you to know, to see whether you knew the tradition. Because he saw you are Fire. So he's by virtue of the name, he's older than you, two of us.
He's older than me.
So
by the positioning of our birth, the way our parents, bring us forth. With the first male child is Sa. Even if you got 2 girls after Sa, the second male child will be Tamba. All
Come
right.
out to fire.
If you get another 2-3 girls in between, and you come back to get a male child, fire's position is always there.
So he respects
Everybody has.
Every time he sees me, he say, "Have fire, have fire." I say, "Fire." Okay.
Okay, so that's it. So I mean, for a male understands tradition to say he claims to understand tradition
Mhm.
and then goes to insult, but it's okay. That's Liberia. Let's move on.
Mm.
Julius, you talk about something important this morning about the investigation in the port.
Yeah.
But I also want to add something to both engage the audience. Our big sister Helena, the owner of the Women Voices newspaper,
Yeah.
today, that news organization is observing 13 years of existence.
Okay.
It takes a woman,
Mhm.
to maintain a media outlet in what a lot of people will consider the man's world. Most of the areas are controlled by men, predominantly men. This woman maintained, I think so far she's the only female publisher in Liberia.
So far.
And next to her is
Okay,
Darcy.
no.
Darcy now runs but Darcy's not a publisher though. She runs
she's
an online television. All right.
That's
Okay.
how they call it.
Social media stuff,
Is
right?
that Women TV?
Yeah, Women TV.
Women TV.
Yeah, Darcy, she's now the president of Fija, right?
Fija, yeah.
Right. So Helena, congratulations to you, big sister. You and your team there. You have a lot of professional guys
Mm.
and ladies, operating with you as you clock 13 years today. We hope that 13, which is 3, the number that represent women, this 13, let it represent energy, let it represent steadfastness, let it represent professionalism, let it represent more work, let it represent dedication, let it represent more achievement, let it represent connection and more financial flow in your institution so that you can empower more women to see journalism as the path. While we are at that, we just want to connect something quickly, that a statement that is attributed to the former Auditor General of Liberia, John Molu. John Molu is making the rounds on social media. He's blowing holes in a lot of things that a lot of approaches of the regime, of the Boyakas regime. All right, ranging from, I think he started speaking from the inaugural program all the way coming now to asset recovery and thing. There's a statement attributed to him. It was shared with me by, someone, a source that I respect, and I don't think he or she would even consider, giving me fake news, but it's good sometimes to question, people. All right. So it says, John Molu writes, corruption control requires solid and sustained action, not political grandstanding embellished in deceit and hypocrisy. The executive order to establish an asset recovery task force from the very beginning is a mere posturing on the part of JMB intended to pump air in the space for the sole purpose of getting some crumbs from the international community to support his government. Same tactics applied by WIA with Elton Deal, meant to attract Bretton Woods, a Clarmonting, the description of the individuals.
And Clarmonting is the one head in our whole asset recovery.
So he referred to Clarmonting. Whenever someone writes this way, a Julius Boki, Julius Boki.
I mean, something wrong.
There's some kind of, it's a mere description. Someone is literally trying to say, man, a mere Julius Boki is the manager of Sky FM. A Julius Boki.
That kind of description.
A Julius Boki? You mean I mean, I put myself in the team as voice this morning. Yeah, but seriously, listen to what the people wrote. They say a Clarmonting. A Clarmonting, a protege of Cephas, former MPFL rebel, refused visas multiple times by USA and listed in the RAA's report for corruption at LACC, cannot be the messiah to recover stolen wealth scattered not only in Liberia, but in America, Europe, Asia, and other parts of Africa. A Coffee in GAC's RIA report accused of multiple corruptions at the FIU. A no messiah either. A Jackson with his hand stint in Bon County development funds cannot be a messiah in this fight. They don't have the integrity, education, exposure, and competence to lead this fight. You cannot set up a serious team for the mere purpose of meeting job satisfaction, lacking competence, experience, education, and exposure. JMB is walking WIA's walk, which will yield the same result. what happened to the little funds recovered by Cephas and Arthur Johnson? Yes, Doe created the Bureau of Requisition, proposing it to identify the properties of former government officials that were executed after the 1980 coup. This bureau, along with Doe and his cronies, misappropriated money they collected and seized and divided property they purported to recover. Could Vamuya House and Nancy Doe's house be among properties recovered? Asset recovery is not gold. It's not gold mine that will lift Liberia. Sorry, assets recovery is that gold mine that will lift Liberia into 200 years of existence. A potential to give Liberia the coastal highway and several other road projects, end nightmare with electricity and pipe-borne water. Assets recovery should not be merely restricted to WIA's 6 years. It should go far back to the very existence of this country. Like Doe's group, Cephas and Arthur failed to show that what financial benefit the government got from the assets on a common issue that has impoverished Liberia for years. JMB chose to walk the same walk of WIA, Salif, Taylor, and Doe. This man with expertise in this field of auditing and all of that, financial issues, he's pointing fingers directly at strategic individuals. He mentioned 3 very prominent people, that are part of this particular area. He mentioned Coffee. If you remember Coffee, Coffee used to be the head of the Financial Intelligence Unit.
Okay.
I had a conversation with Mr. Coffee at the Alex Coffee, by the way.
Alex Coffee.
I think the brother of Celia
Charles
Coffee Brown.
Is that Charles? Okay.
Yeah, Celia Coffee Brown, right. So Alice Coffee is he used to be the head of the Financial Intelligence Unit, and Mr. Martin used to be the head of the LACC. And Jackson,
Clark Martin.
yeah, and this Jackson in question, not too familiar with him, but according to what Mr. John Molu is saying, Jackson is his hands are stained with Bon County Development Fund, according to him. Jackson has, by the way, responded to Mr. Molu.
Okay.
And then we've not heard from the other people whose name were mentioned by Mr. Molu. But what is Jackson saying? Let me get Jackson's
you gotta respond.
Yeah, a response from Jackson. All right. He said here, all right, quickly, let me get here. Say, however, why many pundits are trying to verify if the post came from Mr. Molu. In a counter post by Dr. Rennie Jackson, he accuses Mr. Molu of character assassination while revealing that Molu was earning $25,000 monthly during his time at the General Auditing Commission. So this is the response so far from one of the individuals involved into this. Dr. Jackson, Rennie B. Jackson, says, but Mr. who's talking? All right. First, he said that this person in question is calling me names, and this is character assassination.
Okay.
My hands are not stained with what he's talking about. But at the same time, this man who's even talking, you as an individual, you earn $25,000 monthly when you serve as head of the General Auditing Commission. Monthly.
Every month.
But the point here, Julius, it's not these fingers that they are pointing. All right. What is important for us to note is that this is asset recovery. And unlike one thing that Mr. Molu said, you know what gold mine is? People leave the city and they take goods, they go to the gold mine to sell because that place, that's where money is. If an auditor general, a former auditor general of the country would say the gold mine that Liberia can tap into to rescue this country from 200 years of poor existence is the asset recovery. He's, in other words, trying to say that there are people that are living large at the expense of others. What they have is not theirs. It belongs to the state.
They should give it back.
They should give it back. We must go for it. And in fact, we should start from the existence of the country. I mean, if you say existence of the country, are we going to start also investigating our ancestors? Our ancestor that is from Joseph Jingirawa's day, coming all the way to Georgia, now to GMB and thing. We need to start investigating, meaning we can generate billions, if possible, trillions of dollars. Because obviously there were times, even the election of is it Charles D.B. King, one of the elections in the country in 1927, that the total number of voters in the country, other Charles D.B. King or so, the total registered voters were 15,000. In 15,000, right? But guess what? The person won with. Someone can clarify the information. I think the person won with 30,000 votes. Okay, you understand me now, right?
That's 100%.
It was the most fraudulent election in 1927. So it tells you that from the elections, from the activities that these people, we can go back to the Fernando Po, the Fernando Po, where our people were sent as slaves and things. Maybe there are some, crumbs there that we can still collect and things. But Mr. Martin is saying, if we must take this thing serious.
Is it Martin or Molu?
Sorry, Mr. Molu is saying, if we must take this thing serious, we need to use individuals that will do this work, and they themselves, they should come with clean hands. If you notice, he did not.
So in short, the three names he mentioned,
he said they're not fit.
Clean.
Right. He said they're not fit for this thing. They're not fit for this space. Only one person has responded. He termed his outburst as character assassination. And he said, but you were making $25,000. But I don't get it. If Mr. Jackson's argument is they were making $25,000, this man was the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia. This man is the only person that stood in the face of Ellen Johnson, said, they say your government is 3 times corrupt than all the governments you've been criticizing. Auditor General, who was employed by the very president. And say your government is corrupt, 3 times corrupt, 3 times corrupt. Then all the people you've been putting on, Doe, including Doe. So
the man looked in the face of his employer.
Yeah, and said that. So one can say
corrupt.
Yeah, even worse than the people that you've criticized over time. One can say that, well, maybe this guy deserved this. Let's look at Money Captain, for example. Somebody at the LEC. The foreign guy that was there, according to the information, you're making $50,000. Like, did not make noise about it. Now, Mr. Captain is making, I think, $15,000 monthly.
But Money Captain has 73 capacities.
Yeah, I mean, Dawat Timak said he's the Trinity of the LEC.
The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
But let's engage the public, Julius. I mean, the president needs to take this fight seriously. He needs to listen.
No, but it's a good thing to set up the asset recovery committee.
Right.
But get us some of all the names there. We are not too familiar. I know Akla Mountain, the Coffee. I know Martin Colley.
Right.
And that's a good one. But Martin Colley, I think he embraced it. He says a good one to work for his country and stuff like that. But anyway, let's hear you. We're going to post our the numbers on the screen, and then you can call us if you're out of Liberia and watching us via our Facebook pages. The number to call on WhatsApp is +231 777 221 223. If you're in Liberia, 0777 777 107 0777 221 223. Good morning. Good morning. Caller, are you there? Good morning. Okay, so let's go on the other end. Good morning, yeah.
Good morning, Julius.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend and brother Abimi. This is DJ Lomete back here administration.
Let's hear you.
Sometimes when some of the reports are coming out, it would you reach out. And let me say congratulations to my brother and friend Clarence Jackson and reach out to Mr. Moru. Mr. Moru has denied that post. That is not from him, it's from the devil.
Oh, wow.
And he said he never did any post that. The sedition are casting. And because they know that this thing is getting a day. So they coming up in crafted with the create of a post that John Moru. And John Moru has said, according to Clarence, he reached up to him. He never had a number. Someone gave Mr. Moru number to him, and he reached out to Mr. Moru. And Mr. Moru said, Mr. Moru replied that it is not him, that report is not from him, that report is not a Facebook page. So we know the citizen are crafted of doing things. So let's investigate. He even talk about this day. He tried to reach out to the public relations officer there with a Marcus card, or Marcus card, not picking up upon that thing that is put from
the post. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
thank you.
Said, one of them said that they're not even in touch. So that a technical report by John Molu is fake that the sedition doing.
We'll try to get John Molu. Thank you. Let's go to the next line. Good morning.
Morning, Julius.
Good morning. What's your name? What do you join us from?
Julius, I'm Anthony Whippy. I joined from my right side.
Let's hear you.
Julius, thank you very much for this still discussion this morning. But my point this morning is that about the asset recovery team.
Mm.
Like we said, strong unity party supporter. The vision for which we brought Joseph Boakai to power is to see how best he can straighten this country and put the country in the right trajectory.
Mm.
But we made a recommendation that at least there should be the committee set up. There should be the press, a media comprising of publisher, comprising of online televisions, and all those stuff be attached to this identical committee so that whenever they're going somewhere, the media people will be there to be able to bring live the information they are going to ask the team from whoever or wherever they are going. To get the public informed and the public be aware of every other thing that's happening when it comes to this asset recovery thing. I setting up this committee and leaving out the media. Actually, I had a serious reservation about it. The president needs to do better in that direction. The next thing about it is I wrote on my official Facebook page about this. I made a recommendation that the people that they should be selected or that the president is deemed necessary to select for these positions or to occupy this position to recover our asset in this country needs to be publicized and what all needs to be made public and whatever standing they have that the public will be able to scrutinize them and come up with recommendation. Because if not, we still not use anything like John Molu rightly said.
Okay.
So it's quite important that we take this very seriously, Julius.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much. We'll try to see. Matthias, is it possible we can get John Molu? Is it possible?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
see whether we
I'm
can
sending
get
a
him.
message to someone to see he can forward his number to me.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
we can ask him a few questions as well. Let's go to the next line. Good morning.
Good morning, Julius.
Good morning. Good morning. What's the name?
Good morning to Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
Michael Gotomo is my name.
Let's hear you, Mike.
Julius, let me first appreciate you guys for your very analysis when it comes to Liberia development at this time. We as young people, it is our responsibility to question both national government and those who are in the opposition. So, like one of your talking points is, like the guy who wrote questioning the ability of Edward Martin. It may clear on OKFN. One of your journalists in the journalism field, in fact, he said he did not wrote said document that you guys reading. So I don't know.
And we ourselves when we wrote.
So when it comes to Prophet Key situation, Prophet Key, hello.
We hearing you quickly.
Yeah, Prophet Key is a guy.
Is a what?
Realistically, he's a kind guy. Realistically, Prophet Key. If you not look for Prophet Key, don't look for you.
No, nobody said Prophet Key not kind. We didn't say Prophet Key is not kind.
Hello?
Go on.
The beef that is between you and the when you know, hey, go look into the case and then find no marriage and start to put out the case. What issue there? No issue.
Okay, thank you. I think Prophet Key is here now.
But what we are saying, what we even say about the alleged Molu statement, we said this is it's not verified. All right, given that
we saw it on the page, so we thought it was a page.
Right, you know, it was now. In fact, for me, it was forwarded to me by someone that I believe would scrutinize these kind of details before sharing. All right, so at the same time,
so let's go here. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen in studio this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's the name?
My name is Emmanuel Johnson, and I'm calling you from the Dupo Road Belt.
Let's hear you.
The concern this morning is, the city, why the country can develop, why the country can, you go to the other African country, the people coming up, and we just down, is this very simple. But I will just say something about the Dawa Union. Now,
no, but we're not.
You
come and call your own topic
here. No, disturbing, please. You want to talk about that in Canada? Let's go and talk to our international caller. Good morning. Good morning. Are you there? Oh wow. Good morning. Just hold it there. Let me see what I can do. Quick adjustments. Okay.
What's going on? Is the line having issue?
Yeah, come here, I think
the foreign line.
I think it's muted. Okay, let's hear you. Good morning. Good morning, foreign number. Are you getting us? Mama, okay, I don't think you're ready. You're ready to call back. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to the local lines. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Lorenzo Kemeya.
Not bad.
Tima will say you have spoken well.
So you're taking Uncle Ramos here. Okay, all of you are injured in our studio now, so no problem. Scar always are injured in our studio, no problem.
No, I said Tim, I say he's spoken well. I say me say you.
Well, all of you are injured now, so you know what to avoid. On the asset recovery, I think we need some robust like Miracle will have access on all the vehicles. I think you need to give data on all those who have expired vehicles. And that's another side of this. And within the sector, some have paid their money from the bank. They should make a research on that. And again, some were getting project funding, and the end of this funding cannot be completed. So these are ways that we get the asset back, because people are just know that we have vampires in vampires, they have born their grandchildren. If we don't do the laboratory, people who don't have life, water, and everything, I think it should be a robust something. And I think John Molu and the other guys will be there to make everything robust. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We are trying our possible best to get John Molu's number, and when we get it, we'll contact him because we want to verify whether he wrote it or not. Yes, my man, please, if you can do that, just send it to us via the Facebook. Yeah, let me see. What did he write? Okay, so Mata, I'll talk to this caller quickly.
Right, let's hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Matthias. Good morning, Julius.
Good morning.
The second caller today spoke well.
What's your name, sir? And where you join us from?
Asset recovery team. If we have that right group of people like the media, it will be very pretty for everyone. Not to be in hiding. Sorry, my man, our Peter has gone. But he could have been one of those who are going to be on a team. We're going to be very good, very, very good. So you let it involve the media. Be it from any angle, be it 2FM, be it whosoever, let it involve the media. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much. Let's hear you. We got 15 minutes to go, so we are doing our best. We're trying to get, if we can get.
And I'm not getting Malcolm Scott as well. Yeah, not getting Malcolm.
Okay, let's see. I can talk to the international caller. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm better. What's your name? Where do you join us from?
I'm joining you from Indiana. My name is Alex. If the model mean, if they say that Honorable Model did not make that statement, if he did not make that statement, but I would really love for us to go as far as not Chancellor, but Samuel Kedo time. Because there are a lot of people right now that reach in Liberia that got rich during that time, and now they are the big men and all the big women in Liberia for our own country money. So if we can extend the assets recovery to Samuel Kedo period, we recover a lot of money. Our benefit the country. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us on this morning to participate. Someone just sent me a number from Mr. Molu, John Molu.
Is that a foreign number?
Yes, it's a foreign number.
You want to forward it?
I tried to connect him. I don't know whether he's going. Let me see whether he will respond to it.
But I think you should do the call of the air. While you're doing that, let me get in touch with Helen Na. Helen Na is the publisher of the Helen Na Sami is the publisher of the Women Voices newspaper. Like I said, today is the anniversary, the 13th anniversary of the institution, And it's a good thing that we say thank you to Helen and her team for the work they've done there. So far, the only female publisher, except there's somebody else who can say there's another publisher, a Liberian female publisher. But I did this lady, is that Siawe? She's the one that took over from I think there are 2 female publishers now. The Inkora now has a female publisher.
Okay,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. She took over from
right,
late.
Right. PNW. Right. So, but yes, let's have a conversation. We're not getting Helen as well. But Julius, if it is not, because let's take cue from what some of the folks are saying, that they, one of our colleagues, our media colleagues, is the same media space, just that the platforms are different. If Mr. Molu said he did not write it, then he did not write it. Can I attribute a statement to a man? Then where he's saying that he did not write a statement, he can keep attributing it to him. It could be that somebody's trying to, tap into his, his space, that this is his strength, and this is how they see it. But in order for what they're going to write on a particular thing to be relevant, they must first go to they find a character that will possibly come up with that kind of assertion. So they brought in like the tag Mr. Molu into it. So until we too going to try to get in touch with Mr. Molu moving forward. But this is asset recovery, and some of the concerns that people are raising is that other people are not part of this exercise. And but a few things that I've also heard from big brothers who spoke off record is that this fun, even Martin Colley, somebody said to me in confidence that they don't have they have issue with having Martin Colley on it. You're talking about financial issue. There's a technical thing. First of all, the team has to be trained. The team has to understand. Mr. Clark Martin understands this thing. He's been an investigator, financial and auditor, LECC, fighting against corruption in Liberia. But if you look at it, that you have folks like Martin Colley and maybe other people on it, then you want to ask yourself, what expertise are they bringing? Well, the guys can do research.
Martin Colley is good at doing research.
They are good.
If about drug that he was probably included.
Right. So the guys are good researchers. So is research the only thing that is required in finding out whether this person is doing certain thing or not? Do you need extra financial skills to go after asset? Because asset is not just money. Asset is basically properties. It could be somebody bought millions of dollar property somewhere, and then they are living large. And what do you think? Somebody may want to go and say, you know what, you need to tell us.
Maybe you're working somewhere in the foreign service, and then you took like property.
Exactly.
like what happened in France,
right? So it's important that this investigation or this whole thing about asset recovery, the president too pays attention to some of the politics out here. All right, because take it that this whole thing it was not done by Molu. All right, somebody else did it. Okay, fine, somebody wrote it. But what the person wrote, does the person make sense? Right? Because there's something called smoke screen. Somebody can sit at the back of something and they just pull a stunt somewhere where you will not see them. You see something going on somewhere, there's a smoke somewhere, but at the back of it there's a whole different person. There's a whole different person behind the curtain. So it's important that the president looks into this and see how we can go about making sure that this fight against corruption, this asset recovery thing is done in a way that we can actually get asset, rather than setting up a committee like we saw in the case of what should I call it, former President George Weah, where he set up a team headed by what should I call it, Arthur Johnson, right? Councillor Arthur Johnson was the head of that team. And then while that was going on, Arthur Johnson was there, and we saw CFOS there as well. So we don't know how much money these people even got. We don't know what they generated. We don't know what they took, how much money they got on behalf of the country. We don't know whether the exercise they carry on was beneficial to the country or not.
So I sent a message to Mr. John Molu, and he replied me, according to the answer. But he said, I did not write it, so I cannot speak to it. Thanks, Julius. So I still wrote to yourself, you just respond to or just answer our call. I like people hear the voice and know that you the one, you did not write it. But he responded to me, and there's a response. I sent him a message. I said, can you talk to us? It's Julia from Sky FM, Mattia. We want to talk to you on a Facebook post attributed to you. And he responded and said, I cannot, he said, I did not write it, so I cannot speak to it. Thanks, Julius.
But that's enough, Julius. That's enough. At least we've done justice to our audience.
So it is clear. John Molu just replied me and said he did not write that post, so he cannot speak to it. So he replied me. So that's it. So thank you, Gigi Lomé, for the information. And that's why sometimes it's good for us to be very careful with the Facebook pages.
But Julius,
a lot of people,
like I said to you, I did not take this thing from Facebook.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like I said
someone sent it to you.
A reputable person forwarded a message to me saying, in fact, I said John Molu writes. So I said, well, it's a thoughtful one. This is a powerful one. The only mistake I made, I didn't ask him for John Molu's numbers to prepare for this morning. But it's good that you've already done that.
Yeah,
and it's clear.
Yeah, someone sent it to me.
But in so doing, Julius, we still have to look at the asset recovery thing, from a perspective where we understand that, this thing is Liberia's only solution to recovering or to setting a foundation where people who do not deserve certain things, cannot have it. If you don't deserve it, you can't have it. But at the same time, while you are doing that, we also want to make sure that we set up a platform in a way that people will understand that taking what does not belong to you is a crime. And apart from that, the government will come for you someday and take it from you. You might just, rot in jail.
Are you aware that Senator McGill embraced the idea of setting up that asset recovery committee?
Yeah,
he had a press conference, he embraced it.
Right.
He said it will be a good thing. And that's how it is. So it is good. Look, what does not belong to you, don't take it. I mean, just imagine, even past officials of government leaving offices, they were trying to run away with cars around here.
Yeah, it happened during when we were taking over.
Even what thinking about people on outside the government want to take cars from the government. Now when we are going, people want to do the same thing. And I tell you, if Bwaka is going, people want to do the same thing.
Right.
But it's good that this task force, this committee are set up. It's not for you. It's not for you. Why would you take government property?
Right.
You made it there. And one good thing someone told me, I don't know why it's true, that the former Internal Affairs Minister, for him, what he did was that he went, the car you were using, he even tried to repair, he pay, all the things he did to it, and he'll put enough gas inside and put in the ministry and say, look, it's not for me, for the government. Yeah. They want to come to tell, oh, yeah, a car, yeah, the minister car. They said the man, they say,
so he serviced the car.
He serviced the car. I just spray again and pour enough fuel gas inside and just care to the ministry and say, this car does not belong to me. It's for the government. Yes, it. And that's what a good Liberian would do.
That's responsible citizenship.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller and then maybe we can wrap up. Good morning.
Good morning, Julia.
Good morning.
I spoke earlier. Probably you're only looking at the assets because of the vehicles and so forth, but down to
No. We are restricting the
down to buildings. Any building outside the country, when we recover it, we should make it with embassy or whatsoever. So it is not an easy task. They're going to fight back those who took all Liberian people things, took all Liberian people money. As Prophet said the last time, it is not an easy task. The first people start texting him, congratulating him for the position one. Second, they start telling him whether he has security. That what I said initially, media should be ready to join the team. That anything, because you have to go to justice also. After recovering, so maybe the person want to take the government to court and whatsoever, then so you have to have good judges also that will try to defend the government. It is not an easy task. Because all the houses they may not build, all the things they may not build, all the country, all the board, we're going to claim them. We're going to have access to them. Thank you very much.
Okay, but I think the Justice Minister is represented too. I don't know. I'm trying to get it. The Justice Minister, I think, is represented on that committee. Let me see what I can get it quickly. Okay, let me see, Matthias. 1 minute. Okay, so it's a representative, General Service Agency, representative, Liberia National Police, representative Minister of Justice. So Minister of Justice is also represented. So you got the LMP, you got the GSA, and the Justice Ministry. They are all represented. So you're going to get a representative from each of these, entities to join the committee. But that's a good one. That's a good one. But only thing that we didn't see nothing about the media, maybe they will say, maybe someone at PUL or maybe from one of the media allies to be part of the committee. Let's talk to our last caller. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, last caller. Let's hear you.
Yeah, the after recovery should cover all entities, mansion, commerce, all over. I think they'll be successful. They should have the joint security, army, immigration, police, and what. There will be reports on that order. La brother, we are like, you go about get move. That's the way.
Okay, thank you. I don't think it's restricted to one side. You'll cover everywhere. Thank you very much. Our very last caller there this morning. So, Mataya, how we going to work on this morning?
And that's it. I would like to close with, a call to the president. All right. The approaches you've taken lately, they set you high on the hearts of people who believe in the transformation of Liberia. For example, working along with the lower house to do a resolution, for the establishment of war and economic crimes court in Liberia. Maybe listening to our big brother, Uncle Sam, as well, because folks say the president has been arm twisted by America, whatever way to describe it. We want justice in Liberia, and that's what we've been yearning for. There's no better time than now. That's a good one. The asset recovery, he should also listen to people, to experts. Bring professionals on board as well. Coffee, he's a professional big brother. Claire Mountain, Jackson, all these people are good people. Right, it's good that Mr. Molu, someone that is highly respected in this country when it comes to auditing, has said that he did not write that. I don't know how Mr. Jackson is going to reconcile his statement now, going directly for Molu's salary while he was serving as Auditor General.
So he did not verify the post as well to know.
Right, to know he responded according to the information. So most times people will say, if you want to know the intent of someone towards you, let the person make the person angry and hear what they're going to say. It is during the time of someone's anger is when they tell you the hard facts most times. So this man is angry that Molu, someone reportedly went after him in the name of Molu, and that's character assassination. And then he went, you are making 25,000 at that time. You come and tell you, and this and that. So I think this might prompt Molu now to come and say, may clarify my 25,000 was justified. By the way, this is Liberia. Let's think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia.
Yeah, our Muslim brothers and sisters started fasting today.
Right.
So
early this morning I heard pot and people in my area knocking pot and beating pepper and things. People do that early morning cooking. So I woke up at 2 o'clock.
How want you go bed now?
The heat, my man,
don't get someone say I give me already.
If I come in to work in the morning and I know that madam is still delaying, I say, yeah, give me 1 hour, and thing, right? But honestly, I woke up around 2 o'clock. There's heat all over the place and thing. I said, why? Let me get us out small. I heard pot and thing. I said, okay, there's something going on here. That's how I thought. I said, oh yeah, it's Ramadan. Yeah. Let me say, this Ramadan month may it bring you, fruitfulness. All of you, Muslim brothers and sisters, in many areas of your life. Positive thought. All of your positive wishes will come to pass. The evil ones will not come to pass. Inshallah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, have yourselves a wonderful time. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be here again with a fascinating edition of 7:30 to 9 o'clock. My name is Julius Boki alongside my colleague Matthias Labendi. Have yourselves a wonderful and a God bless day. Bye-bye.